So let's get started here with drawing our orange. So this orange, I used the image from the internet. I really can't remember exactly from where I got this image, but I wanted to incorporate not just the fruit, but also the flower and the leaves. They have it in these fruits. So just to have a drawing that is a little more interesting, that incorporates more botanicals. I'm going to now just do some shadings. I could have done all the shading with the watercolor pencils that I'm using now, but I really love the process of ink drawing and shading with my ink pen. So I just couldn't help myself, and I had to use it. So now you see me coloring with the watercolor pencils. So right now I'm just layering the colors one by one. I'm going back and forth with light yellow and light orange, and you will see me using several other colors in the darker areas. But as you can see there is a small area that I left completely white, that I did not add any color in it. So that is to show the light in that sphere or in the orange. One of the best ways to practice light and shade is in a sphere. So orange or any object that it's round. So even you can see on the side the grapes. So grapes, orange, apples, those are good subjects for beginners because first of all, you don't have to draw them perfectly. Nature is never perfect, and that is the beauty of it. And second is where you can practice shading. You can practice that one area of the object is darker than the other. So here you see me using several colors on the right side of the orange towards the bottom of it, just to make it very clear that difference, that one side will have a lot of light and the other side has more shadows. So I'm coloring the leaves. This is not a realistic color for those leaves. Those leaves in the orange are usually a deep dark green, a very beautiful green. And unfortunately, I was kind of running out of greens here from my Faber-Castell pencils set, and I had to use other tones of greens that are not my favorite, but I'm still happy with the with this tone of green for these leaves, and they still came out good anyway. But they're just not very realistic. Well, most of my drawings are not realistic anyway. I just like to have fun and use very playful, bright colors. But it's okay. So the leaves are okay, even though if they're not very they're not the tone that they're supposed to be. And the flowers in orange, from the orange tree, are usually kind of white, but I try to use a few other colors just to make it a little more interesting. And so, as I mentioned, I'm using Faber-Castell pencils here. That's what I've been using lately in a lot of my drawings. That's because that's the one I have in hand. It is a very good quality pencil, but you can use any pencils that you like. And I'm using here the Pentel brush pens, or water brush. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. So this is a water brush, and so the it has a reservoir, and you add water in it, and so you don't have to dip your brush in the water, but you can if you want to add even more water. This is very convenient for traveling if you're going somewhere or if you're sketching outdoors. It makes it very easy that you don't have to carry a glass of water or something like that. You just have the water there. and they are a little pricey, but it is worth because it is so convenient. And I use it at home. I use it all the time, and sometimes I use regular brushes too. But I really prefer them because they're so much easier, much more convenient. So after I finished the orange with the sketch, the drawing, the coloring, and the adding water, then I decided to just go ahead and sketch the rest of the drawings in this composition, just because I kind of wanted to balance it out, the colors. So I have the purple with the grapes, and then the orange for the orange. Um, and so I just want to kind of balance the colors and not make it too many colors all together. So that's why now I have a strawberry there, and the blueberries, and now a kiwi, just so we kind of have a harmonic composition. So I decided, instead of doing the way that I was doing before, just drawing and coloring right away, I decided to just go ahead and draw all the elements in this page, just so it's completed, and then we'll do all the drawings, all the colorings later. So then you see there watermelon and the blackberries. The blackberries are not my favorite fruit to draw because that is really a lot of detail. So it was supposed to be another blackberry there, and then I decided to just change it into leaves, into another leaf, and just got a little bit lazy there and didn't want to do it. And here we have a little cherry. So I'm doing a little bit of the shading again on all these fruits. Again, you can skip this part if you are not very into ink drawing or shading with ink, because technically you can do all this shading with the watercolor pencils. You're just going to have to work just a little harder on the darker areas of your elements. But yes, you can skip the ink. I just love drawing with ink so much that it's just no effort for me. I just decide to do it. So I'm coloring now this strawberry. Um, Strawberries are really so cute. Um, Such a cute aesthetic fruit, no matter what position or what kind of composition you have of them. As usual, leave a little part of your element in white, so no colors at all added in there. So you show the light in the area. And then usually the bottom of the object or the subject, that's where you're going to add some darker colors, and that's what you can see there, some very very darker colors on the bottom of the strawberry. The leaves of the strawberries are also very cute. If you have ever seen a strawberry in the field or in a garden, they are very very pretty. Usually when we buy at the store, it doesn't have the leaves. It comes just the strawberry. But yes, they are very, very pretty. They have that round edge all around it. And the flowers are usually white. So the kiwi was a lot of fun to draw the kiwi. To color the kiwi, because it's a very bright green, like a lime bright green. And even though I was running out a little bit of greens, as I mentioned before, I was still able to achieve that bright, intense green. And I did that by mixing the green with the yellow, and just going back and forth with one color and another. You can see there in my hand. Sometimes I use the yellow pencil, and sometimes I'm using the green. So these pencils are really good quality, the Faber-Castell pencils. They're not sponsoring the video. None of those products are sponsored. This is something that I bought to test, and I really liked it. And I'm letting you know that it's good. So if you want to invest in this product, and something that I really recommend, they are good quality. The ink uh, not the ink, the pigments on them are very good and very worth the price. So here for the strawberries, I'm doing a mixture of blues, three tones of blues, and also gray. Because when you see the blueberry, uh, it's not entirely blue. They have a little gray tone to it. So I'm trying to kind of mix those colors as much as I can in a way that looks interesting, not targeting a realistic look or style in this drawing, but I also don't want to make it too cartoonish. So that's why I'm adding a little bit of that uh, gray in those blueberries. And I think they came out pretty good. So as we continue to watch this, I want to talk to you a little bit about watercolor pencils. So, why would you choose watercolor pencils instead of just going over with the watercolor itself? I think it's a personal choice. Honestly, you can go and paint this directly with the paint, whatever watercolor paint that you have. um, I just have a preference to use watercolor pencils because that's what I'm more comfortable, more used to it, more familiar with, and I just enjoy doing this. Just like I enjoy using the regular watercolor paint directly on my drawings. Um, but I don't know. I feel like for a small drawing like this that has so many small details, the pencils give you more control of how you're layering the colors. You can layer one color at a time and not worry about them getting mixed up together. You don't have to wait for them to dry when you're using watercolor paint. You usually have to wait for one color to dry before you add the other one. And honestly, I think that's what annoys me the most, is the waiting time uh, with the watercolor pencil. And I love, don't get me wrong, I love watercolor paint. Um, but the waiting period to use the wet on dry technique, yeah, sometimes it gets me a little bit. And I just prefer to use the watercolor pencils because I can also mix the colors on the paper before I add the water. That is another advantage of the watercolor pencils, is that you can mix the colors as you are adding them on the paper, and then only when you bring the water to activate those pigments is when the colors are going to actually mix and blend in together beautifully. So, so yes, and there is many different use for watercolor pencils. This is my favorite, the one that you're seeing. The way that I use, I just layer the colors one by one and one at a time, and then I bring the water in the end, as you see me doing right now with the strawberries. But there are other ways that you can use watercolor pencils. One way is to add the dry watercolor pencils on wet paper, and you will create different effects on your paper as the pigment starts to spreading through the water. So it's not a method that I usually use, but it can be used that way. Another way that you can use is to dip the pencil directly in the water, just the little tip of the pencil, not the wood, because otherwise you will damage the wood. But just the tip of the pencil, you can dip directly in water and use for small details. I also don't really like that method all that much, but I probably would use if I have a very small area that I just need a tiny little detail in there. So you can use that way too. Just be careful not to get the wood wet, because then you could damage and it's just not going to be good. And the other way that you can use is to wet the tip of the pencil and get a brush and remove the pigment from there directly. That method, I really think, is just too much work. And then I don't know, I never used it, and I don't think it's the best way. I think it's just more work. um, Sometimes I think the beauty of watercolor pencils is exactly that. It's so convenient and it's less work. So I don't know. I wouldn't do more work. So well, I hope you like this video. We're almost done here with those cherries. And if you want more videos about watercolor pencils, then watch this next video coming up. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.